Subaru Outback.
Alright, so here she is, you guys, the new completely redesigned 2026 Subaru Outback, finished in magnetite gray metallic, in case you were curious of our exact exterior color name. But as always, let's go ahead and start with where this one is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the letter J, indicating that the Outback is built and assembled in Japan, a JDM wagon. But starting up front, completely redesigned, like I said, for 2026, more of a boxy shape really. LED steering responsive headlights to the sides there, you gotta appreciate that. What that means is when you're going around a bend at night, the headlights are going to swivel based on the direction of your steering angle, better help illuminating what is around that bend, so you're less likely to hit a deer or an antelope or Sasquatch or whatever the case. So that's pretty stinking cool. You also get LED daytime running lights, you get the automatic feature with those headlights. You also get automatic high beams, so if you have your high beams on at night, it senses a vehicle coming in the opposite direction, it's going to automatically dim them back to low beams. Then when that vehicle is gone, it's going to automatically bounce it back up the high beams for you there, so definitely convenient there as well. And then the bottom corners, you guys can see those LED fog lights, and yes, they do come standard for every single trim level across the board. So let me know right now in the comments section, what do you think of the redesign? Do you like this look better, the boxier shape, than the previous generation? Let me know. I always love reading your comments. But that pretty much rounds out the front end here. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the side. Alright, so now since we are around to the side of the Outback, starting all the way to the top, raised roof rails do come standard for all trim levels across the board. Rear privacy glass also coming standard for all trim levels. Taking a look at the side mirrors, they are finished in a crystal black. As far as the color goes, they look pretty darn good. And you do get integrated turn signals within those side mirrors then as well. Then taking a look down at the wheel setup, they're going to differ amongst the trim levels, of course. 18 by 7 inch aluminum alloys for the premium, limited to touring trim levels. 17 by 7 inch matte black alloys for the wilderness, kind of the off-road trim level, of course. And then 19 by 7 inch aluminum alloys for the limited and the touring XT trim levels. And that's what you guys are looking at right now. But that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and swing around to the back. Alright, so now since we are around to the back of this one, this is really a major change, especially the taillights. They look completely different. But all the way to the top, I wanted to start with that matte black shark fin antenna. Just below that, rear spoiler with an integrated brake light. You got the rear window wiper affixed to the rear glass, of course. And now touching on these LED taillights, I'm going to get up a little bit closer so you guys can see the design to them. They are, it's a very unique design, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I kind of like the look of them, but definitely unique, I'll put it that way. But you do have that Outback lettering spelled out horizontally just underneath of the Subaru logo there. And then just below it all, you will find dual exhaust outlets tucked away underneath there. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next here. As always, here is that exhaust clip. So now since we are around to the back of the Outback, when it comes to opening that rear liftgate, believe it or not, it is a power liftgate for every single trim level across the board. You gotta love that. There is a button on the key fob. There, of course, is a rubberized button on the liftgate itself then as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 34.6 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down, bumping that up to 80.5 cubic feet. That is SUV space right there. That's a good bit. But grocery bag hooks back there, and the most grocery bag hooks I have ever seen in a vehicle in my life. There are 10 grocery bag hooks, 5 on each side in the cargo area. That is insane and super convenient, because you guys know when you pick up your groceries or whatever and you start to drive home, they always slide around. But if you got the hooks for them, they don't slide around as much, so I love that. But tie down anchors back there, you got a cargo cover. There is in-floor storage for all trim levels but the wilderness, and then just underneath of that in-floor storage, you actually have the spare tire and all of those tools as well. So you get the best of both worlds, which typically you have to pick between one or the other. You get one or the other, but in the Outback you get both, so I love that. LED cargo lighting back there. There's a 12-volt power outlet then as well, so quite a bit going on in that cargo area. But then making our way up to the rear legroom, that comes in at a very impressive 39.5 inches. For reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had in the rear seats there. Rear center armrest with cup holders does come standard. You get rear ventilation back there, of course, as well. Dual rear USB charging ports coming standard for all trim levels across the board. And then if you wanted heated rear seats, go with the limited trim level and up, so you could spoil the rear passengers a little bit. I think the only thing missing in the rear seats would be some rear window sunshades. I would have loved to have seen them, maybe just on the upper trim levels or something like that. But then making our way up to the front seats, power adjustable driver's seat for all trim levels, power adjustable passenger seat for the limited trim level and up, all trim levels though, we're going to get heated front seats. Ventilated front seats are going to be on the touring trims. StarTex leatherette seating for the premium and wilderness. Leather seating for the limited trims, and then Nappa leather for the touring trim levels. But overall, as far as seat comfort goes, that was plenty fine in my short little test drive here today. I certainly did not have any issues with that. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel. It is tilt and telescoping. It is leather wrapped for all trim levels yet again. Heated steering wheel though for the limited trim level and up if you wanted that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. I forgot to even tap that. It's on the right hand side of the steering wheel, kind of in the back, so that's pretty cool there. But let's now go ahead and make our way to the startup. Let me start by showing you guys the key here. You got lock, unlock, and by the way, the unlock button is the Subaru logo in the middle, and then the button to pop the rear tailgate there. But it is all keyless entry with a push button start. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and press that engine start button located kind of by the driver's right knee there. And so once started up, this is 100% new, this gauge cluster. So this is a 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster. Now I have tried playing around with it a little bit. You can adjust some things up there. Let me hit X mode here. X mode adjustments can be had up there. I see that. That's pretty cool. You just turn it on and off basically. And the cool thing about these gauges is they are somewhat adjustable. They're not super adjustable, but so there's 4 different display modes that they call it. There's classic, which is your normal look. There is a map look where you can just display full navigation up there. That's pretty cool. There is eyesight, where it just gives you a bunch of your safety information. And then there is calm, which is just a very minimalist approach to the gauges with the digital gauge cluster up there, and that's about it. So overall, I think I'm torn between the classic and the calm. I kind of like the calm. I think that looks pretty cool, but I do like that Subaru gave you a little bit of different things you can display up there if you wanted to. That's pretty cool. So a little bit of adjustments. That's the beauty of digital gauges, but it does give you how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There's your outside temperature. Upper left-hand corner there is telling us it's 29 degrees out today. It's freezing. Love that. It pretty much has everything you possibly want on a gauge cluster, more or less. But now let's go ahead and make our way to overall interior quality. A power moonroof is going to come in the limited and touring trim levels. Overhead sunglass holders is actually going to come standard for all trim levels across the board. There's an auto-dimming rear view mirror with home light controls, so up to 3 different garage doors. That's for the touring trim levels. However, it is optional on the limited trim levels, and we actually have that option with us here today, so I like that. Dual zone climate control does come standard, so both driver and passenger can set their own temperatures there. Wireless phone charger is located just in front of the shifter here. I like that as well. I do kind of wish there was some ambient lighting though. I think they could have added that, and that would have looked right at home in this thing. Maybe there is. Nope, there's not. I don't see any. But anyways, there's a cool little rubberized storage just above the passenger side glove box for the passenger to put their cell phone. I really liked that. I like a lot of the texturized finishes. For example, the headliner. I think this is probably one of the first times I've seen a texturized headliner. It doesn't look anything fancy, but it is texturized though, which you don't usually find, so that's kind of cool. Also, just above the passenger side glove box, you get more texturized finishes up there on the dash as well, so that's pretty cool. That's carried onto the doors. Texturized finishes surrounding the power window buttons, as well as the cup holders here in the center. Just behind those cup holders, you have a 12-volt power outlet, a little bit of storage. Then within the center armrest, there's actually a decent amount of space in there. So overall, I don't mind the interior quality. I mean, it gets the job done, and there's a lot of texturized finishes, so yeah, it's not too bad. But now, let's go ahead and make our way to this brand new infotainment screen. It's a 12.1 inch infotainment screen, and it's kind of almost a square setup. It is a rectangle. I know my shapes, but it's close to a square. It's kind of interesting, but Bluetooth and audio streaming coming standard, wireless, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay as well. Get factory navigation system for the limited and touring trim levels. You can adjust your climate control settings up there. There's driving statistics as well. Also, your gauge cluster adjustments are had through the infotainment screen as well, so if you wanted to change the look of that. Of course, your radio information as well. So when it comes to the sound systems, there's actually 2 of them. You get 6 speakers for the premium, and then a 12-speaker Harman Kardon sound system with 576 watts for the limited trim level and up. So you guys know that's the one that we got with us here today. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio. Let's see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one.
Everybody put your hands up, let's party.
50 Cent, they say. 50. Wow, it's been a long time since I listened to him, but yeah, that was really good. Like, plenty of bass to that sound system, really good clarity. There was nothing wrong with that sound system whatsoever. But anyways, last thing I want to mention you guys on that infotainment screen is when you do put the Outback in reverse, you will find a pretty darn high definition rear view camera coming standard across the board. Got that 360-degree monitor there to the left as well. I love seeing that. And by the way, that's for the touring trims and the limited X sports tee that we have with us here today, but that as always is going to lead us into safety. And so to start, I typically mention the IIHS rating. However, this one has not yet been rated by IIHS because it's still too new. So do your own research there, but I would venture to say it's probably going to be perfectly fine because typically Subarus crush it when it comes to safety. But front side current airbags do come standard. You get a driver's knee airbag up front as well. In the back, you got latch, aka lower anchors to tether your children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, the fun stuff, Subaru EyeSight that gives you adaptive cruise control with lane centering, pre-collision braking, lane departure and sway warning, lane keep assist, emergency stop assist, automatic emergency steering, driver attention monitoring system, and reverse automatic braking then as well. So overall, when it comes to my final thoughts here of the Outback, you have the best all-wheel drive system in existence. I always have to start by saying that with Subaru. This thing is made for racing in the dirt and the snow. That is what Subaru is known for. So if you live in a climate like I do in PA where it's 29 degrees out right now and we get snow all the time, this is going to do pretty darn well. But off-road capable as well. Like I said, the ground clearance is definitely above average. 8.7 inches and 9.5 inches. That is definitely 100% on point. Plenty of space as well. I was kind of surprised to see 80.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Like, that's more than even some 3-row SUVs, believe it or not. So it's a really good bit of space. You just don't have the third row in this one, obviously. But the other cool thing is you have 10 grocery bag hooks. How freaking convenient is that? You never see that. That is the most grocery bag hooks I've ever seen in my life. So far, reviewing cars for 11 years now with over 1,000 cars. That's a lot of grocery bag hooks, man. Big fan of that. I really like this thing. They did a really good job with this. Let me know what you guys think of the design, but overall,